So that was 93. And then you're going on to, we did that one, yeah. And then we finished our description of hell. And now we're going to go on to the lowest level of paradise. We mentioned the lowest level of hell. We're launching the lowest level of paradise. And so notice a very key theme and structure in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises us. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't say, so what kind of room you're looking for, like, do you want something like here or here or here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the perfect and the lowest of the low. Why? Because there isn't a middle ground. Allah's not asking to give you, okay, what do you want, like kind of half hot, half cold kind of thing? Like, do you want like a middle thing? Like, do you want to like basically be like really mediocre in this life and just kind of do the bare minimum, kind of get a bare minimum? It's not like that, because if you choose a bare minimum, you're going to go to the whole, you're going to go all the way down. It doesn't work like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks, generally, doesn't talk about Ashab al-Yamin usually. The Quran usually speaks about the worst of the worst and the worst. Extreme this and extreme way, because if you don't run that way, you're going to fall that way. That's how it works. Like, if you don't be the best of the best and try and perfect every single thing in your life, you're going to end up falling, right? You've got to really strive, otherwise you're going to end up falling. And so here we have, you know, this theme here, that وروي عن مغيرة بن شعبة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن موسى عليه السلام سأل ربه, that Musa عليه السلام asked his Lord, ما أدنى أهل الجنة منزلة, what is the lowest rank of the people in paradise? And he said, a man who will come after everybody has of paradise and entered paradise. فيقال له أدخل الجنة, and it will be said to him, everybody in paradise have entered paradise, and it will be said to him, enter paradise. فيقول ربي كيف وقد نزل الناس منازلهم وأخذوا أخذاتهم. Ya Rabb, how am I supposed to do this? Because here I am, and everybody's taken all the places. Paradise is full. خلاص. Hotels full. And they've taken what there is to take. فيقال له أترضى أن يكون لك مثل ملك من ملوك الدنيا. Would you like to have what a king of the kings of the people of paradise have? Would you like to have what a king of the kings of people of the dunya would have? Imagine what a king has in this life. فيقول رضيت يا رب, of course يا رب. فيقول لك ذلك ومثله. He says, you'll have what the king, you'll have what the likes of a king has in this life, and the likes of it, and the likes of it, and the likes of it, 4 times that. فقال في الخامسة رضيت يا رب, I'm content. فيقول هذا لك وعشرة أمثاله. So he says it 5 times. He says that's what you have, and 10 times that, 50 times what a king of this life would have. وَلَكَ مَا اشْتَهَتْ نَفْسُكَ وَلَذَّتْ عَيْنُكَ, and you have whatever your heart longs for and whatever your eye finds pleasure in. فيقول رضيت يا ربي قال ربي فأعلاهم منزلة. So then Sayyidina Musa said, if that's the lowest rank of paradise, what is the highest rank of paradise? فقال أولئك الذين أردت, those are they that I have sought. Those are they who I have sought. So there is the murid, the person who wants Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and really trying to work on himself. And there is the murad, the person who is sought by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the ulama, they say, لَيْسَ مَنْ أَدْرَكَتْهُ الْهِدَايَةِ, somebody who catches up with كَمَنْ خَطَفَ يَدَ الْعِنَايَةِ, seized by the very hand of divine concern. There's 2 different people. There are people who strive their best and work on themselves and try and get rid of certain things, and Allah forgives them the rest. And there are other people, this person's just born like that. He's just completely other level. Completely other level, right? Guidance comes to them in spite of them. We were talking this morning about the presence of heart. They're just born with presence of heart. They're playing computer games and they got presence of heart, let alone in the prayer. Right? Like Imam Nawawi doesn't want to play with the kids, doesn't want to do this. Wakes up in the middle of the night. Daddy, Mummy, why is there light everywhere? Oh, it's Laylatul Qadr. Oh, okay. It's like, not normal people, right? And there are some people who are like that, right? And in reality, there's no such thing as murid and murad. Everyone is murad. Because as I mentioned this morning, it's not coming from us, it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there's a different way, right? And some of these people are a bit weird as well. You have to be very careful. Sometimes you're going to meet very religious people who are just really weird. And they seem like there's something off with them mentally, or they're like just like they say weird things. They do things that seem bad adab or whatever. They don't do haram things, but they do weird things. We have to have respect with these people. Just show them respect, right? Never look down upon people. Sometimes you're like, oh, so-and-so is not at the majlis. Yeah, but he's doing something else. Like Uwais al-Qarani. He's not at the majlis with the Prophet ﷺ, but yeah, he's looking after his mom, right? So we have to be careful. Sometimes people are really weird. And they do things in really weird ways, and they don't seem to fit what we label as religious. And it's like, just don't worry about them. And don't label people. Don't label yourself as religious, and don't label other people as irreligious. And don't label yourself as irreligious or other people as religious, but rather look to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't say I'm a bad person, therefore I'm this. Don't say Allah is forgiving. Don't say I'm a good person and I deserve paradise, and no, Allah is kind. So we look to Allah, don't look to people. And so, what is it? These people, he says, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say to Sayyidina Musa? أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ أَرَدْتُ. Those are those people that I sought myself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sought those people out myself. غَرَسْتُ كَرَامَتُهُمْ بِيَدِي. I planted the seeds of their honor with my very own hand. وَخَتَمْتُ عَلَيْهَا. And I sealed it over. I planted that person myself. فَلَمْ تَرَ عَيْنٌ وَلَمْ تَسْمَعْ أُذُنٌ وَلَمْ يَخْطُرْ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. So what they have is something that no eye has ever seen, nor ear has ever heard, nor has any human being is able to conceive of. This in Sahih Muslim. So that's the highest level of paradise. And then what? We have 13, 20, 25. And then of paradise, and Sa'id ibn Abi Sa'id al-Khudri radiyallahu anhu, أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن أهل الجنة ليتراءون أهل الغرف من فوقهم كما يتراءون الكوكب الدري الغابر في الأفق من المشرق والمغرب لتفاضل ما بينهم. It says people in paradise, you can be in people in paradise. But you say, can you see that star over there? Oh, that's so and so else in paradise. So there's a huge gap in people of paradise. So the lowest level is amazing, but there are people who are just like, as we look at a star, how many light years that is away from us? There are people who are light years away in paradise. Right? So I was answering a question recently on this, and it mentions that the levels of the mujahideen is 100. So the levels of paradise are almost infinite. Right? The levels of paradise are almost infinite. Right? قالوا يا رسول الله تلك منازل الأنبياء لا يبلغهم غيرهم. That's like the level of the prophets. قال لا بلى والذي نفسي بيده رجال آمنوا بالله وصدقوا والمرسلين. But rather that. So there's people in paradise and they're seeing this star over there. That's another level of paradise. They said, oh, Messenger of Allah, that's prophets, right? Like believers don't reach out. No. People who believe in the messengers and believe in Allah. Right, so there's the levels of people of between the people of paradise can be huge gaps. Right? This is in Bukhari and Muslim. And then where are we? 30. So again, I'm not reading everything. It'd be too long to read everything. So it says فصل في بناء الجنة وترابها. We read that one, did we? We haven't read that one. So it's narrated from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu قال قلنا يا رسول الله حدثنا عن الجنة ما بناؤها. They said, tell us how is paradise built? فقال لبنة ذهب ولبنة فضة وملاطها المسك وحصباؤها اللؤلؤ والياقوت وترابها الزعفران من يدخلها ينعم ولا يبأس ويخلد ولا يموت ولا تبلى ثيابه ولا يفنى شبابه. And so he said, to tell us about paradise, it says bricks of gold and bricks of silver. Right? So usually you don't build things out of gold and silver. Paradise is built out of gold and silver. Milatuha, I believe this mentions it here. I'm not sure what this word means. Milatuha. Milatuha. It might be in modern standard Arabic we say balat is the
Milata, isn't it? It's years or something like that. No.
No, I don't think so. No, Milatuha. No. That's wasana.
Millah can be years old.
Millah is religion. Millat Ibrahim, the way or something. Right. But this is with a ta, so I'm not sure what this word is. Anyway, it's something that put on the earth is made out of musk. وَحَصْبَاؤُهَا اللُّؤْلُؤُ وَالْيَاقُوتُ. The little pebbles, the pebbles of paradise are what? Are pearls and rubies. وَتُرَابُهَا الزَّعْفَرَانِ. Its earth is saffron. مَنْ يَدْخُلُهَا يُنَعَّمْ. Whoever enters it is made to be in complete peace. لا يبأس, and he never has any difficulty. There's no aches, there's no pains and nothing. وَيَخْلُدْ وَلَا يَمُوتُ. He lives in there forever, never dies, and his clothes never wear out, and his youth is never lost. And so the hadith mention that the first people in paradise, they'll be the age of 33, right? The age of 30. Same age, yeah. It will never change, right?
Same age as Isa, right?
Correct, yeah. And there's other descriptions there as well. And what time are we on? So we just move two more hadiths, 30 and 37. So I'll try and out maybe for next week find out what is milatuha. 37. The tents of paradise and its rooms and otherwise. عن أبي موسى الأشعري رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن للمؤمن في الجنة لخيمة من لؤلؤة واحدة مجوفة طولها في السماء 60 ميلا للمؤمن فيها أهلون يطوف عليهم المؤمن فلا يرى بعضهم بعضا. He says in paradise a believer will have a tent that is how tall? 60, it's not 60 mil. The word mil in Arabic is not the same as mile, it's less than that. But 60, let's say, kilometers tall in this tent that is made out of pearls. And he will have various people in their families, right? The word ahlun means family, but can also mean wives. Because you say kayf al-ahl. Often in Arabic you say kayf al-ahl. How's your family? Meaning how's your wife? Because it's not that polite to say how's your wife, because it's a bit intrusive, right? And so it mentions that he'll visit one of them different, and it's so big you won't even see each other. It's in Bukhari and Muslim. 67, 37, and then 42. And regarding the rivers of paradise, and Abdullah ibn Umar. Where's Abdullah ibn Umar? Yeah, so here there was Abdullah ibn Amr and Abdullah ibn Umar. Umar's son. So Abdullah is in Egypt. Abdullah ibn Umar is in Abdullah ibn Umar. رضي الله عنهما قال رسول الله. So we have they're called the Abadila. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As. They're called the Abadila, the four Abdullahs. Right? And there are other Abdullahs, but these are the most. Like Abdullah ibn Rawaha. Abdullah ibn Umar رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الكوثر نهر في الجنة. He said, Kawthar is a river, Surah Al-Kawthar is a river in paradise. حَافَتَاهُ مِنْ ذَهَبِ. His two edges are made out of gold. وَمَجْرَاهُ عَلَى الدُّرِّ وَالْيَاقُوتِ. And its riverbed is made out of pearls and rubies. تُرْبَتُهَا أَطْيَبُ الْمِسْكِ. It's the dirt that makes your feet muddy. Its smell is nicer than musk itself. وَمَاءُهُ أَحْلَى مِنَ الْعَسَلِ وَأَبْيَضْ مِنَ الثَّلْجِ. And its water is sweeter than honey and whiter than snow itself. And just one last one. 51. The trees of paradise. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن في الجنة شجرة يسير الراكب في ظلها 100 عام لا يقطعها إن شئتم فاقرأوا وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب. Just answer the adhan. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة And the Prophet ﷺ said, indeed there is a tree in paradise whose shade is so long that were you to ride on a horse for 100 years, you wouldn't cross the shade of that tree. لا يقطعها إن شئتم فاقرأوا. And if you want to read, it's in the Quran. Where is it in the Quran? In Surah Al-Waqi'ah. وَظِلٌ مَمْدُودٌ, and a shadow that's extremely long. وَمَاءٌ مَسْكُوبٌ, and poured water. This is in Bukhari and in Tirmidhi. And there's many, many descriptions there. Inshallah, we will continue next week with a description of paradise. Inshallah ta'ala. Any questions or queries? Perfect.
Also, some of the things that it comes that you were someone who's punished, he wouldn't really pass out on this world, but not in the hereafter.
Mhm.
So also it's been mentioned that if a person is hit with a boulder, like his head
hit with
will go back, a boulder,
A boulder?
boulder
Boulder.
would smash his head.
Yeah.
Then his head would turn back
Sound
to the
like
same
border.
Exactly. Yeah, that's mentioned in the Quran, mentioned in many, many hadiths that they have works. So you say, well, okay, if the skin's burnt off, it's going to be finished, right? I mean, eventually, if you burn someone's skin off, they won't be. They'll burn the nose. You won't feel anything. It's not like that. It'll come back and back. And so this is it's just a concept to sit there and just think about a time in your life when you were in utter despair. Utter despair. You had no way to get out of it, and that's never going to stop. If you stay in hellfire forever, that's never going to stop. And so it's not a thing to play with. And we'll stop inshallah because the prayer. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان الله وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت